Hello everyone, this is Castle Does. Got another update on Project Stray. So what we have here now is pickups. Everything's in place, like uh, going over the tasks right here. All of the current tasks, everything on this list is now complete. So I'm looking at a bunch of menu hell and seeing if how to test the multiplayer. Last night I was able to get a packaged version of the game so that you can actually like play it without the editor, and I'm gonna try and see how things go. But before I do that, I guess I can go in more detail with the actual build of the game. But these are the weapons. The weapon icons they're not gonna look like the actual weapon. They're just gonna look like the number slot. For right now, they look like the noisy pickups. They look like the weapons that you get normally right now. The reason why they're gonna look like the slots is because I might have a different sniper rifle equipped, so you just see the number slot. I have to figure out exactly how I'm gonna do this, but now you can see that there's still some things I gotta work out, like the sniper scope on the left and right side of the screen doesn't quite line up. But okay, so the weapons. Notice how I have two SMGs over here. Well, you notice that when alright. Prepare your this isn't like other games anus. The weapons give you time limit. When you pick up the weapon, you unlock that slot for 30 seconds. Even I'm like, wow, this is really different. But the design of the game is focused around you having to control the map, so it's still very much an arena shooter in the sense that you have to keep picking these weapons up, and if the other guy grabs it first, you won't be able to pick that weapon up for 30 seconds. So I have the shotgun for 30 seconds right now. And in the case of having more than one of the same weapon, which I do plan to do, like there'll be some maps that have 2 rocket launchers and 2 SMGs and shit like that, it just resets the timer. So if I grab one and then I grab the other, replenishes it. I still have it for 30 seconds. One of them will respawn a little bit sooner, but it just sets it to 30 seconds. So I can grab both SMGs. Now I can be in the middle of using the SMG and the timer can run out and it switches back to pistol. So it'll end up automatically just sort of doing that. So I'll be like shooting and whoops, it switched back. So yeah, that's gonna be really weird. Like I'm still trying to think in my mind, like there's a certain situation here where I really strongly thought about like having reloading clips and just ammo and just doing it the old way, but the way I'm using energy as your ammo right now kind of conflicts with that. So I'm having to make the decision, well, maybe it drains your energy when you reload. You know what I mean? Like trying to find some kind of a weird balance. But right now, when you fire your gun, that's when it drains your energy. And when you run out, that's when you run out of energy, that's you can't shoot anymore, or super jump, or move faster, or any of that stuff. So it's just it's different. Like I thought maybe I can kind of combine the two. I can give you ammo and I can give you clips, and you can reload, and every time you fire the gun it drains your energy. I could probably do that. I mean, but then you end up with grenades. Now, like in games like CS:GO and Call of Duty, you have limited number of grenades, but I want the grenades in this to be limited by how much energy you have. And if your guns have ammo, should not have limited number of grenades. So yeah, this right now the way it is, I guess it's gonna be the way it stays for a little while until I get some feedback from people from like actually playing the game. And one of the other things to note too is that the way that these weapons are set up right now, I'm actually gonna try and make it work this way in single player as well. Like, you walk into an area where there's combat and there's a weapon sitting in this one spot that's a little bit harder to get to because there's a bunch of monsters there. You know, it sort of adds this like level of strategy, and the weapons will continually respawn. And in multiplayer, you might have somebody grab the sniper rifle and somebody grabs the shotgun and somebody grabs the SMG. Like, you gotta kind of have to coordinate with people to know like what guns to grab. It sounds interesting on paper. I don't know how it'll end up actually playing out in practice. I mean, that's just the nature of trying something new like this. And so let's take a look at the actual full build. Alright, so here is a version of the game running without the editor, or crashing, or something. What happened? Why would it do this? Okay, that was weird. It crashed for some reason, I don't know why. Just tried to run it, and it freaked out on me. Probably because I was recording while I was trying to run it. Oh, that's interesting. So if I'm recording, as soon as I click on the icon, it'll crash. Anyway, yep, this is the version. Now you'll notice that player 2, I unhooked it from the training dummy. It is now hooked up to grab the second player and the stats of the second player once the second player joins in. Now I'm at the point right now where I need to do the first testing and actually see another player jump in, and I'll make another video of that. At the moment, the player is only going to look like a floating gun as far as I can tell, because I do not have a player model with animations or any of that stuff hooked up. I kind of wish that the first-person shooter template had that. I'm a little surprised that it doesn't. It's kind of annoying. But anyway, I hope there's not some kind of a limitation. I'm gonna grab all the guns. Yeah! Wow, the frame rate goes to hell when I'm recording. Yes. Yep, and there goes all my guns. Man, that is so weird. Of course, you know, everything's up for change. I'm still very much experimenting with this. I know what I want to do as far as the grand scheme of things, but the little details like the weapon pickup things. This is the original idea that I had, and I have it implemented now, and it's really different. And I wonder how it's actually going to play, like in 1 vs. 1 and single player. So that's that for now. I'll do another update once I get more progress on the actual playtest. Like, get somebody in here running the build of the game and see how that goes. So if you want to see more, click like, subscribe, and hope you enjoy. The evil that satisfies your parade. The evil that satisfies your